think we're live. I hope we're live. I'll check Twitch. Yeah, we're good. Welcome, everybody, to the latest stand up for The Weave in the Void from Wandering Hermits. It is November 17th, 2021. I'm here, Tim Anderson, aka Renfill. I'm joined by Joey Edgeldor Anderson. And who's this strange female person who has joined us tonight? Chris is finally here, back from her
Yeah.
venture into the wilderness. Um, so she's back tonight. So we're going to be talking about what we've been working on the past week and what we're going to be working on in the next week or so, moving ahead. I'll go first because mine's easy. I spent this past weekend, I got chapter 10 completely done and wrapped up. That's getting published on Thursday. Um, Worked on a little bit of tabletop prep, and most of it this week has just been getting our TikTok account up and running, getting all of our videos, getting clips pulled so that we can start publishing in all the places, and just really kind of leaning into the social media um, now that we've got enough content going. Where ideally we'll be publishing a couple times a day. I think you had said you had a draft for TikTok, right? So
Yeah, I need to go through and finish editing some of it because, like, some of it didn't. It may do too much. Excuse me. So I may have to do like it may end up being two videos
you could do three
because
minute
it was.
long videos. So
Yeah, I did, and it. Excuse me. And it still, it like didn't get all of them. So I don't
all
know.
right. Well, it's also a new account, so that might be weird.
No, I can do a 3 minute video, but like so like I have all the snippets that I recorded, so I just uploaded
Ah,
them
okay.
and it the first time I did it, it uploaded all of them and did like 20 seconds of each clip, and then I screwed something up, so I redid it, and I thought it had all of them, but then I started doing voiceover, and I get to the end, and I'm like, oh wait, that's not. So I need to look at it again. But
Well, sometimes I know, because I'm not a pro at TikTok, but I know one of the things I've noticed is that if you try to assign music automatically, or if you try to have the
right,
music, uh, if you try to adapt the clips to the music, it'll adjust the clips automatically for you and screw up your upload. So that
yeah,
might be something to look at. I
yeah,
don't know.
I
But
did. I did default and was like messing with it. Yeah.
yeah, so we're getting all those accounts going, and we now have enough, which we kind of talked about last week, moving into this next stage, which is um, streaming tabletop miniature painting, streaming Christina's artwork. Well, not streaming, but doing TikToks of all of these things, and then game dev videos, and also the stuff that I'm doing with tabletop and the like. And then eventually getting to the point where we're going to be streaming on Twitch things like Christina doing artwork, and then once a month or so you doing an update video on what you've been working on with the Dev Diary series, which by the way we launched. First episode went live yesterday at 6 p.m. Um, so for those of you who want to check that out, that's on YouTube. That's like an 18-minute long video that dives into the toolkit that we're using um, for the point and click game, and Joey goes over all the stuff that he's doing to make that work. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure to do so. Otherwise, the clips are going out on social media. I think I've shared a couple clips out so far. So we're getting into speed. So that's what I've been working on this week.
So I have gotten back into development, obviously on the on the point and click. Working on the next area for that, which is the sheriff's house, the little hut, like the little like storage hut of
On a
sorts.
side note, didn't you have a watchtower there?
I moved the watchtower because that's where the
Okay,
sheriff's house needs to go.
gotcha.
So I put the watchtower in there. The watchtower is like one of the very first things I built with that pack that we bought
Yeah, I remember that.
because I was learning how to use that and I knew that would be something that we could it's generic and we could use it anywhere. So when I did the demo build, it just looked really empty because all that was back there was the uh, windmill. So I put the watchtower, and then I was like, okay, that looks a lot better. Gives you better sense of depth, which is where the sheriff's house needs to go. So the watchtower might get put in the background somewhere else now. So yeah, I've got the farms kind of laid out now around the little hut. I've got the little hut built, except for like the shingles, which is one of the last things I do, because that's kind of more of an environment thing. So the next thing to do for that is to start fleshing out the sheriff's building, which is something you and I talked about, I believe, on Monday night
Hmm.
that we did not record that we should
Which we should have
have.
recorded, but that was an impromptu session where we just all of a sudden we were
It was
20.
like midnight, and we
Yeah, it
were
was
talking, and
midnight, and it was like shit. We've been talking 20 minutes. We should have recorded this. Oops.
so next thing to do is uh, get that fleshed out, and then that scene or that's the same scene, so that area will be kind of roughed in, and I can move on to the next one. Because we talked about doing, I'm just gonna lay out each of the new areas before we start fleshing out quests, because the next quest line takes us all the way to Harry the Hermit. So we're gonna build all the way up to Harry the Hermit, and then work backwards basically on fleshing out
Yeah,
details.
because if it
Um,
needs to follow the main storyline, so we're gonna go up to Harry the Hermit, and then I think we said, I know at some point he comes. It's either gonna come back to the sheriff's house or it's gonna be all the way back at the forge. But at some point he'll end up coming back, and then he has to come back up again to go to the Adventurers Guild, and then from there he'll probably be going out. Well, then he'll be coming back to the library, and then from the library he'll probably need to gather some supplies from within town and also some things from out in the forest, and that's when we'll go into the outside area, um, and eventually get to the guy on the beach who has the boat to take him across to the island. So we've got a rough plan for all of that.
there's that, and then obviously you can see in the background, started getting back into some mini paints today because we've got some minis to get painted for our players. So try to get those painted up and
Oh, and the
get them
maps,
out.
I still don't think they've shipped yet. Let me double check. I'm gonna check the tracking. It says pre-shipment info to send to USPS, USPS awaiting items. So those still haven't shipped yet. So um, once I would anticipate if they've already printed it, the label and everything else, they probably have those ready. Maybe they'll ship by the end of the week. They said between the 24th of November and 4th of December, or something like that. So next week or two. But once those are in the mail, once you have the maps, we'll do one map and a bunch of miniatures down to us, and then Chris and
Yep.
I will start painting miniatures on top of everything else.
Yes.
And yeah,
There's should we show the load, or are you just gonna do that slowly
uh,
of all
can you share the load? Like
the it's all
I shared the one video on TikTok the other day, which is the video you sent me
there's
on the glass table.
there's this entire box
Yeah, we got like 130
and
or
this big
140.
big one. Oh yeah, there's a lot in here. You guys got your work cut out.
Yeah, and that's gonna be for the Etsy store. Which, by the way, Chris and I were talking about this on the couch earlier, waiting for you to get done with your birthday stuff. Oh, by the way, happy birthday. I should have said it at the beginning of the video, and I forgot.
Say,
Um, so we already knew we were gonna do miniatures. We're gonna do art prints of Chris's stuff, some of her hand
Mm-hmm.
sketches and paintings, signed and shipped and everything else. But then we got to talking. She literally, well, you don't have it on right now, but her cloak for the D&D campaign, she went, "Oh, I can totally make one of these. I just need to go to what's the name of the store?
I don't know.
Parisian?
Ah, Parisina. Parisina. Yeah.
Because then she can go and she's like, I'm gonna go buy materials and I could totally make cloaks out of a heavier material because this is really easy to make. And I think you said
Sweet.
you're just gonna hand do it, right?
Yeah.
Which I think is crazy, but whatever. That's another thing that can be sold on the Etsy stores,
Absolutely.
handmade medieval cloaks by Chris. So that she'll end up convincing me to get her a sewing machine too. So we may be doing seamstress Twitch streams as well, like
What is
making
that? What is that? That profession in Lotro where you can make
tailoring.
clothes. Tailoring. Yeah. Chris is gonna
Taylor.
be our tailor.
Taylor. Yeah.
Who knows? We could be evolving in that direction. She's doing tablet one day, drawing art one day, painting the next day, and doing a cloak the next day. I don't know if you remember, we talked about
Absolutely.
that years ago, like doing
We
handmade
did like
leather,
handbags
yeah, leather dice
and
bags.
Yeah.
Because here
and
in Mexico City,
and
like there's actually, if you go downtown by the Zocalo, by the downtown center, there's a whole strip. We investigated this years ago. There's a whole street.
Yeah.
Like there's all these streets that are just dead. Like this is the plumber street. This is the electrician street. This is the
right.
ceramic street. And it's like 50 shops that are all dedicated to that particular thing. And there is a leather and skins and Taylor Street, where we could just go buy all the things we would ever
Materials.
need to make. We'll see. That's an evolution of stuff. I already got
See,
too many irons in the fire.
that's like us. Like we have a Tandy Leather in Springfield, I think. That's about the. I think if we don't, we used to. Like that's the only thing. Like most of the stuff we have to get like online, unless you go to like an art show, and that's when you can get stuff. So that's cool that you have something so readily accessible.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 30-minute walk from here, so we'll see if we go do that. But in the meantime, she was talking about doing a cloak. But the most important thing, Chris, what is the one thing you need to do right away?
Uh, I need to I did 10 images for
Well,
the
there's only four.
next chapter, no?
No,
This is
it's four,
4 chapters. So just
not 10. Thankfully, I didn't write
I
that much.
sorry. Just as is 4 images. Okay, I need to do that.
It's yeah,
Tap tap. Chapter art
it's eight. Is it four chapters? It's chapter seven, eight,
Four.
nine, and 10.
9, 10. Yep.
Okay. Yes.
It might be
Okay.
three, but I think it's four. Um,
So I need to do that. This and what more?
we got to get you up to speed and train you on the tabletop
Ah,
program.
yes,
Oh,
yes, yes,
fantasy graph.
yes. I need to learn.
And
Tomorrow we
you'll be
will
fine.
start.
You'll be fine.
Yes, Timmy.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll do.
You'll be fine.
I think we said we're gonna try to do 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
Um, the biggest challenge will be having never done anything. But I already have in my mind. I think the easy solution is I'll just run her through the easy character wizard, and be sitting there with her so that I can explain what all the classes are without needing for her to read all the classes. As a first timer,
Yeah,
that's
just let her read the class that she's gonna play. Like you don't need to go
correct.
through all the
Yeah.
options.
So
Like here's what you're playing. Read about it.
yeah. So that's
It's
gonna
no different.
be.
Like with the starter kit, you get literally pre-made characters. Like
Hmm.
you get to pick from the pre-made characters. You don't get to dive into all the things that you want. It's just you can be a wizard, a rogue, a ranger, or a
That
fighter.
actually might be a good idea, is to maybe look at the pre rolls and go over those tomorrow, Chris. And you can look at because these are characters that have already been created by other people, and they are for
Okay.
individuals like you who are new. And so you look
Hmm.
at that and go, oh, this is a wizard, this is a thief, this is a fighter,
Mm-hmm.
this is a
Mm-hmm.
cleric, and you don't have to worry about knowing
Yeah.
how
So
to create it. So we might look at that tomorrow, and
Okay.
we'll see. But the chapter art, yeah, because you've got four chapters. Um,
Yes.
technically three, but the fourth one I'm publishing tomorrow morning, which is chapter 10.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then I've got to get chapters. I can't do chapter 11 and 12 yet. Those are for December, but I have to figure out what I'm doing with this new main character. I have to decide is it siblings? Is it twins? Is it uncle, nephew? I don't know. I got to figure that out yet. So anyway, that's probably the extent of where we're at with all the things. I don't think we need to
Okay.
cover anything else tonight, do we?
tabletop. It's the book, the drawing, point and click. I think that's
I
it.
think we've got
Etsy shop.
enough. Well, Etsy shop's next year, but at the very least, we got
Right.
enough. We got enough work for the next week until next
Oh,
week's
easily.
stand up. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you're following here on Twitch, don't forget to follow at Twitch, and if you're watching this later on at YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icons to get updates for future content, and of course, join our Discord, hang out with us there. And if you really want to go and be above and beyond, don't forget to pick up a subscription over at Patreon. It's patreon.com/wandering hermits. All the links are below. We appreciate your support. And we will see everybody next week. Thanks, everybody.
Bye. Good night.